Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is a stock chart analysis of Kandi. We're going to take a look at Kandi Technologies, KNDI. We're going to take a look at the weekly chart and then the daily chart. And my apologies to anyone who was looking for Kandi on the market update last night. I meant to have it on there, and somehow it was omitted. So I apologize for that. We are therefore going to do a standalone Kandi deal here. So. All right, we're going to take a look at, when I look at the weekly chart, I believe we've got four primary waves that are in place, and that with this last correction down in here was the fourth primary wave. By the way, last time we looked at Kandi, I think was August 28th, about 2 weeks ago or so. Okay, so yes, this fourth wave down, it doesn't look like much of a correction, but that's because we're on semi-log. Everything is in percentage proportion. If you take semi-log off, you can see that that correction was pretty strong. Actually, it was over 50%, I believe, of this wave, of the third wave. Okay, this was the third wave that I'm calling it. So let's put the semi-log back on there. So, and the other way to look at that is to do a Fibonacci retracement of that move of wave 3. And you could see that, yes, it was well over 50%, almost to the 61.8% retracement. So definitely, you know, well within the parameters of a fourth wave correction. So now that means we're in the fifth wave. And so let's take a look and go ahead and look at the daily chart. So if we have the fourth wave down here, then that means what we're working is some kind of fifth wave. And this looks like a first wave impulsive move to me. It doesn't look like a typical, like if this was a flat correction, you know, and my first read on this a couple weeks ago was I was thinking this might be an A, B, C kind of thing. But the more I looked at this correction, the more I think this is the preferred count. And so I'm going with this as being intermediate wave 1. And therefore, what I think we're getting right now is an A, B, C zigzag. And it's really interesting that the zigzag seems to be playing out. We'll see if this holds. This is yesterday's action. It's through the 10th, okay? So we've got an A, B, very clear B, and now we're getting this C down. Now, the other thing, and it does look like there might be 5 waves in here, like a pullback, sideways, and then a drop. Now, the other thing that when you look at this, C is almost exactly equal to A. If I do the measurement from the, I like using the crosshairs a little bit. If I go from the beginning of A to the end of A, back to the beginning of B, 100% of A is right here, and that's where C is completed. So C is almost exactly equal to A, and the other way to look at this is draw a parallel line from the beginning of A to B and draw a parallel to that to C, and a lot of times C will end right at that parallel, and that's where the low was yesterday. So now where are we trading this morning? It is 11:15, so 10:45 a.m. Central Time here in the Texas area. And Kandi is at 1597, 1607 high, 1555 low. So we're talking about basically trading right in here. So it's going to be, it'll be interesting to watch. Is this a reversal bar, which is what it looks like? And is this the, you know, it came down, it closed this gap, which I talked about before, okay? And the gap, top of that gap in here, on that day was 1497, and the low yesterday was 1479. It came right down and closed that gap. So that was almost perfect. So it'll be interesting to see if this now is that it's ready to turn on the jets and go. So we'll have to watch and see if we start to get a close up in here and get a turnaround. So that's the best take on Kandi right now. But we got to remember that we're in a fifth wave. And so we'll have to watch the waves, as the waves unfold, to see how far this fifth wave is going to go, given that we've already had 2 major impulsive waves, 1 and 3. All right, this has been Joe for Beyond the Chart. If you felt like this video was helpful, please share it on social media. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. You'll have access to the Trade Ideas webpage and can download the free PDF I've got for you, and follow me on the website when I put out new posts. All right, we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for stopping in.